And so when we think about ambition, it is truly a choice. Ambition thinking is truly a paradigm. It's a different way of thinking. It's a choice of choosing big dreams over small dreams. It's a choice of choosing big changes and big outcomes over incremental changes and small outcomes. President Kennedy talked about the way that the United States was going to choose to go to the moon. We do these things not because they are easy, but because they are hard. And we want to set big ambitions. We want to choose to go to the moon. We want big goals that lead to big outcomes for us. This takes courage because it is often very hard to make this kind of shift in thinking. But if you make this shift in your thinking and you play an ambitious game, it's what changes the game. When I think about the process that I've talked about being process driven and those three pillars, ambition, strategy, and execution, it is really the pillar of ambition and the pillar of execution that changed the game for me and for my sellers over the years. It's about changing the way that we think about and go and compete for our business. We don't want to be placing any limits on our achievement. We want to reimagine and change the conversation that we have with our customers, with our clients. We want to think about the way that we position ourselves inside of our customer accounts. We want to be positioning ourselves as a partner to our customers who can help them do big things inside of their business and to make big changes that they need to make. We want to tie to the very most important outcomes from a business standpoint that they're trying to achieve. So we want to look for every opportunity for us to be able to do that. And when we reimagine that conversation, we can become a larger, more strategic, more valuable partner to our customers. And that's how we have to think about it when we go out there, is that we can be a larger, more strategic, more valuable partner. In order to do that, we've got to own the story. And we've got to own a big story about the types of outcomes that we can deliver, that our solutions, that our products, that we can deliver to the market, that we can make big changes. We can make their lives easier. We can make their business outcomes better. We can deliver better, faster, and stronger than our competitors can. And that's how we have to be able to do it. We have to be able to refuse incremental growth and bad outcomes and poor results. We have to compete for things that are going to be game-changing for our customer and therefore game-changing for us. One of the things I would see in my career is that playing that small and incremental game is a difficult game because, again, we're leaving ourselves very little margin for error. And when one or two things goes wrong for us, we find ourselves slipping as sellers back into desperation mode. And in desperation mode, we begin to slip back into pitching products, features, leading with product features, benefits, leading with technical features if we sell technology, and really not competing for the game-changing outcomes that we can deliver to those customers. And when that happens, we find ourselves in a very fragile place based on trying to compete for hope and not ambition. So when we think about competing for ambition and competing for really that total potential, what we want to do is we want to divorce our ambition from our quota. We want to get our quota and just accept the fact that quota is a fact of life, or sales objectives are a fact of life in sales. And we just have to take that quota and we have to acknowledge it